Good morning. It's Ginny and Eli from DS Tech in the beautiful Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it is beautiful.
It is a beautiful day. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. The unfortunate
Soak
thing
up
is
some
we're
sun.
not expecting any rain, I guess, but lots of sun. And speaking of sun, our topic today is sunscreen and screen time. I had to say it slow so I wouldn't
say that 10
slip
times
it
fast,
up,
right?
because our kids are going to be out of school. I mean, my daughter graduated.
It's coming fast,
so,
yeah.
But
my son's kindergarten graduation is on Friday, so.
Aww. So it's important. We got an important topic for you about summer screen time and protecting your kids, and then some ideas, because I don't know about you, but I always liked to keep my kids busy.
Oh yeah.
Over the summer.
Otherwise you hear, I'm bored.
Right? Or they spend all day on their screen. I mean,
Yep.
There's that too. So before I dive in, though, make sure you go to dstech.net and sign up for our newsletter, where we share more stuff like this and new blog posts and news and any kind of risks that are out there for your business. And then drop your questions or send them to security@dstech.net. Yes, please. I do. I like to see the comments and the questions, because it gives us lots of ideas.
Absolutely. So
we're going to talk screen time and sunscreen. not really. That's just the title. So first, keeping our kids busy over the summer. Of course, allowing them enough. Allow them enough free time, right?
Absolutely.
To play outside, because that's super important.
Much needed. That's the sunscreen aspect.
Exactly. Put the sunscreen on them and let them play and use their imaginations, for sure. I mean, I know I did with my kids.
Oh, I know. This past weekend, we got a lot of sun and just played outside all weekend, played in the sprinkler, got the squirt guns and everything. So it was a great time.
Fun. It's so fun when they're little. And then as they get older, I always give them a little bit of, I would drag ideas out of them. Like, what are you interested in? What do you want to learn? Do you like when my son wanted to learn some coding on Minecraft.
Yeah, cool.
So, that was back in the day. I don't know what the now thing is. You might be more on top of that.
I don't know. I know my son loves to play Minecraft, but it's a little bit early for coding.
So still.
Oh, yeah. It's still a huge thing.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's still a huge thing. Okay, so they can learn coding. They can learn robotics. I'm sure there's robotics programs over the summer that you can look for.
I would imagine so. Maybe some sort of a robotics camp.
Yeah, for sure. And 3D printing is a big thing. If the library has one, I don't even know. But there might.
They might have some material on it.
I don't know. But at least you can go research some programs. VR, if you have a VR at home, there's lots of educational games out there that are kind of cool. And
have fun and learn something while you're doing it.
Art and design too.
Yes.
So if on iPads, in particular, touch screens and stuff like that, there's art programs that you can teach art on those devices. Now, some ideas on where to find some of this information. Ask your teachers. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
They're a wealth of information. They might know some programs.
Right.
Administration. You can check your local YMCA, your local colleges, your local universities.
For other after-school programs.
Yep. After-school programs. And then they do have summer camps. I know the YMCA does too.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I don't know if any of it's technology, but I know that they did I don't know, back in the day when my kids were little, they taught shooting arrows and basketball and all kinds of fun things. And it was a good camp.
Good way to stay active.
It's not cheap, but it kept them busy for a week. And MTU, Michigan Tech University, has a lot of technology camps for older kids. So there's that. However, if you do look into that, it's not cheap, but they're well done.
Worth it.
They're well done.
Absolutely.
They're well done. But you do have to look way ahead of time. I think it might be too late actually for this summer. But I know if you start looking for next year,
you have a whole year to sign up.
Yeah, I think it's March when they release their catalog. You got to keep an eye on that. But you can certainly ask Bay College or anybody in the area, what kind of programs are available. Now, online, though,
yes,
I found some ideas that you could get anytime. And one is Code Wizards HQ if you have a kid that's interested in coding. There's a website called ID Tech, IDTEC. There is STEM Camps USA, STEM. I don't know what that stands for. Do you? It has to do with math.
Yeah, science, math.
Science, tactical, educational, something like that. I don't know. But it's hands-on learning of math and science. That's what it's. I don't know what the word is. But anyway, they do have online programs there. And there's another website called Tech Girls with a Z. For girls to learn technology.
All right, there you go.
I know. So there's lots of
Awesome.
places that you can buy cheaper programs. I mean, like, I don't know, one of the Code Wizard programs was like $300 or so, and it was a whole course on coding for Minecraft. That's where I found that.
That's great.
So that's my ideas there. I know
Beautiful.
you have some ideas on keeping them more safe.
Right. Yes, there is a lot of content out there on the internet these days, and kids do not need to see all of it. I mean,
they don't.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. One of the ways that you can do basically to just restrict some of this and have a little more control is, parental controls. You have it on things like, iPhones. I know my wife and I have iPhones, Apple products, I'm sure, who Android has something similar, but you can go into your settings, screen time, see how much they're on those things.
Nice.
You can even, of course, control how much time they have on them, what kind of content they can see, even what kind of apps they can download. So
that's so cool.
Absolutely.
So when my kids were little, I had to find
oh yeah
other apps. I think we talked about it on another episode.
Yeah.
Net Nanny was what it was called.
Net Nanny, that's right.
But you don't have to do that anymore because
No.
all the devices have parental. I did check on a few.
Oh yeah.
And in Android, it's in the Google Store where you go in your settings and change it.
Beautiful.
So Android has it too. That's cool.
Yep.
And I know Windows does, right?
Windows, yep,
Microsoft?
Absolutely, Microsoft. And that way, if you have a kid that likes to spend a lot of time on the Xbox, which is great, I love the Xbox too, but you can go in there and actually control how much time is spent on an Xbox on any given day. So that can really come in handy for those that just want to stare at the screen all day. And
for sure. You don't want them on the screen all summer, right? So also, speaking of that, I do remember that on the parental controls, you can turn off them allowing to buy stuff.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Which is probably a key because, they accidentally do things and then you look at your credit card statement and you're like, what?
Or ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it keeps the communication lines open.
It does.
Because they have to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep those communication lines open.
It's like two-factor.
That's a super, super important thing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we talked about screen time and age-appropriate content.
Yes. And that's another one too is, there's kids YouTube. So rather than the full spectrum of what's on YouTube.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. And it's really useful. There's, all sorts of content from just, if you have a really little kid, things like Miss Rachel, Coco Melon, all the funny baby stuff. But my son really likes all the educational videos and things like that too. So
cool. Mine always like the science ones.
The science.
So there's some learning on YouTube even.
Right. Yes.
That's cool. Okay. So then next is to supervise, right? So make sure you know what they're doing online. If they're old enough to have social media profiles.
Right. Yep.
Make sure
absolutely want to monitor that.
Yeah. 2-factor authentication, good passwords, talk about that kind of thing that we talk about on almost every video.
Yep.
Right. But when they're ready for social media and they're old enough, make sure you help them set up their profile so that they're not posting anything inappropriate. Learn the social media platform yourself, whether you like it or not. If they're on TikTok, you need to know TikTok so that you can follow them and know what they're posting and know where they're going. And every one of those has settings, privacy settings, and restrictions within the app too. So make sure you check all those settings. Have the talk. Right?
Yeah.
About
what's appropriate.
Online, appropriate
Don't talk
behavior.
to strangers. Right?
Yep. Well, when you
limit
get,
who can see your posts too. I mean, you know,
yep, in the privacy
whether
settings for
friends,
sure.
friends of friends.
Yep, especially, yes, for kids. And then, you know, as they get older, you do have to allow some more freedom, of course.
Oh yeah.
But if you had the talk with them and they know what's appropriate to post and what not, you don't have to worry. I mean, because they know.
Absolutely.
Have the talk with them about future employers that will be looking at their social media platforms, right? I mean, they can see all that.
Oh yeah.
We do check. I know. And I know all of our business owners check too. So make sure that that's appropriate. Teach them about how to recognize red flags. You know, when
Oh, absolutely.
somebody with Eli's face says hi, but you already are friends with Eli, that's a red flag, right?
Definitely.
I mean, that's a fake profile. So tell them to block that person and report it. Stuff like that, right?
Protect yourself, protect your privacy.
Yeah. And you can also learn to recognize bots. Bots are getting harder and harder to recognize.
There's
However,
going to be even more and more.
oh, I know.
All the time.
So
It's terrible.
if they're asking for personal information, make sure your kids know not to share personal information. No addresses, no phone numbers, no full names or your mom's maiden name or anything like that, right? Nothing personal. So does that cover it?
I think that covers it pretty well.
Yeah. Any other ideas? No?
Let us know below.
Yeah, for
Let
sure.
us know in the comments.
Oh, I know one thing we did miss is that all devices, because you mentioned that your smart TV
Yep.
even has parental control.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know we use Roku and they have, I mean, it's really easy. You can control what kind of apps the kids can see, what they can access. You can also do, you know, screen time. So you can go in there and set anything from a 4-hour limit all the way down to a 30-minute limit. So really it depends on, you know, you and your child and how old
And
they
what's
are,
appropriate.
what's appropriate.
Yeah, for sure. All kids are different.
They-
I'm not going to say, you know, I know the
One big
pediatric
blanket
blah, blah,
statement.
blah says that kids under 2 shouldn't have any screen time.
Right.
But I don't know. I used to put baby Einstein for.
Yes,
Right?
yes, baby Einstein. That's right. That's
Right?
enriching.
So I don't know. My kids are doing pretty good. So anyway, and I'm at the far end of the spectrum.
Sure.
They're 20 and 18. So all right. Well, if you have any questions or any other ideas, please drop them below our video or send us a note, and definitely sign up for our newsletter at dstech.net. Have a great summer.
Make it a great day.